Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, How to Mail to Your Best Customers at the Lowest Rate with Saturation Mail. My name is Elizabeth, and I'll be your moderator for today's presentation. Before we get started, I just wanted to run through a couple of really quick housekeeping items. We are recording today's presentation, so if you miss anything, don't worry, we'll send you a recording first thing tomorrow morning. Also, we encourage questions, so please type any questions that you have in the chat box. We'll get to as many of them as we can at the end of today's webinar. So that's all I have. I'm going to turn it over to Peter Hanfield.
Hi, I'm Peter Hanfield, Project Manager for Melissa Direct. Today we're going to show you the advantages of doing a saturation mailing. Saturation mail is what the name implies. You are saturating a localized area by mailing to the majority of residents and businesses in a given carrier route. Each zip code is made up of different amount of carrier routes. Depending on how big the zip code is, it depends on how many carrier routes there are per area. And the number of people per carrier route also depends on how dense the area is. Like, for example, Los Angeles would have probably close to 1,000 people per carrier route. But smaller places, more rural places, they might only have like 25, like, for example, Hemet, California. It's a pretty small area, so it would have a lower population per carrier route. There are many benefits to doing a saturation mailing. By mailing to a specific area, you're increasing your brand name within the community. The cost per piece is considerably cheaper, especially considering the new 2019 rates. For example, automation 5-digit pieces will be almost 26 cents, while saturation, it's only going to be 19 cents per piece, which is a savings of 7 cents per piece, which will add up if you're doing a large mailing. Also, one great thing about saturation mailings is it's also one of the lowest cost per leads for any kind of mailing. One of the great things about doing saturation mailing is no matter how big or small your company is, it's a great way to advertise. I think one of the best examples of a well-done saturation mailing campaign is the coupons you get every month for Bed Bath & Beyond. They've been doing those for multiple years now. Yes, you probably see in your mailbox every month or so you get a coupon for usually either $10 off or 15% off. I also, when I get my mail, I also noticed a lot of different good campaigns from local restaurants, the different medical offices near me. Like I mentioned earlier, the cost per lead is great when compared to a targeted mailing list like a business list or a consumer list. With a saturation list, the cost per lead can be as low as 1 cent per lead compared to the 8 cents of other types of mailing lists. Saturation and high-density mailing qualify for the lowest rates the USPS offers, ranging from 19 cents for doing a saturation mailing without taking the mailing to the NDC or SCF, to 16.5 for taking the mailing to the SCF yourself and saving the post office the trouble of doing that. You may be telling yourself that the benefits are great, but how can I qualify for saturation mailing? Well, it's pretty easy to qualify for. All you need to do is to follow the 90/75 rule, which means that it needs to be either 90% of the residential deliveries or 75% of the total addresses in any given carrier route. Plus, each list needs to be in walk sequence order, which is the actual sequence the postal carrier takes to deliver the mail. The easiest way to get a saturation list is to purchase it from a list vendor like Melissa Direct. If you already have the list that meets the 90/75 rule, you can have the walk sequence appended through any vendor that does DSCF2 processing. Here at Melissa Direct, we also offer that service. I know what you were thinking. It's that it sounds like the program the United States Postal Service already offers, the Every Door Direct Mail. But doing a saturation mailing is a lot like EDDM mail program, except that it's cheaper. And with saturation mailing, it allows you to do both letters and flats, while the Every Door Direct Mail is flats only. And with saturation, you can personalize the pieces, and it's also a more reliable delivery since there are no addresses on the every door direct mail. Here at Melissa Direct, we offer many products and services to help you with your saturation mailing, whether it's pre-sort software such as our Mailers Online, cloud-based solutions, or our Mailers Plus 4 desktop software. We also offer the ability to purchase a saturation list, and we also offer the DSF2 processing. So we got you covered. Now that I've told you about the saturation mail, let me show you how you can use our service to do it for you. First thing we'll do is purchase a saturation list from our Melissa Direct website. Give me 1 second to pull up the website. And here we go. So first thing we're going to do is we'll enter in the radius. We'll go ahead and just type in the zip code that we want. We're going to do 92688, which is Rancho Santa Margarita. Or you could just do any kind of wild card like 92, which will get most of Orange County. You could also do it by radius, by the county, by the city, or you could actually just do it by a map. For this example, I'll just do it by zip code. So we could select the option, that 92688. And then we could select the other things. Say I don't want to do any business addresses. I just want to hit the residential places. So I can uncheck business addresses. And same with the P.O. box. I want to mail to any P.O. boxes. So I'll uncheck that. And with the rural routes, I'll go ahead and exclude them too. I just want to hit the main parts of the city. And I'll actually have it include names where they're available. So we'll go ahead and click on Add Count. And here it tells you how many people there are for it. And then we can also click on the carrier routes here. And we can deselect the different carrier routes. Say, I'll go ahead and uncheck them all. Say I only want to do a few carrier routes because it's kind of, I want to just test, see how well it does. So I'll go ahead and select a few of these. And then I can confirm and return to my list. So now it has the correct number of records. And then I would click Next. And one thing you'll see here is that for the list, there is a problem with the multiple use of it. Document list is CDS certified mail list. That means that by the USPS rule, you can only have 90 days from the time you purchased it to do any or all of your mailing drops using an occupant list. After that 90-day period has expired, if you want to continue doing mailings, you'll need to purchase a new list. And right here is where you would select how many times you plan on doing to do the mailing list within those 90 days. For this example, I'll just do one. And I could choose what type of file I want. For our online solution, the Mailers Plus Online, you could use either Comma Delimited, DBase, or Excel are your best options. I'll go ahead and just do DBase because I'm used to it. And I'll just click on Next. And then I'd give this a name. So I'll go ahead and call this Demo 2. And then I will click on Checkout. And then once this is done, it'll just bring up to the part where I actually do the checkout with the credit card and stuff. I won't bore you guys with this information, and I'll go ahead and skip to processing the file. So I already ran the file earlier today through it, so we can see that we won't have to wait for it. So I'll go ahead and upload a file to show you the process of actually doing it. So we'll go open. And this is a file that I ordered earlier, which is 24,000 records. And then since it's already been processed for occupant, you want to make sure that you uncheck the NCOA link. And it should have everything, since you bought it from us, it'll have everything automatically formatted. And I'll actually go ahead and use a template that I have here. That way I don't have to type any information to make you guys wait. So here I'll have my post office, which is in California. Then I'll choose the city, Rancho Santa Margarita, and then it'll bring a drop down of the post office in Santa Margarita, which is off of Avenida Banderas. And then you choose a class, which saturation is only for marketing mail, which used to be called standard mail. And then I would do the sample thickness and the weight, choose my mailing date, whether the piece is a letter or flat, and then I'll enter in the dimensions. And once that's done, you can just click on next. This information is whether you're doing the mailing for someone else or if you're doing the mailing for yourself. So you can just choose which one of these applies, fill out all this information, your mailer's ID, your customer ID, and your permit number, and then also your address and your name and company and phone number and email. Then we'll click on next. And this information is provided to you from us. It's used for ID Alliance for the mail.dat. And this information already will be filled out for you based on the other selections on the last screen. And since we actually did not run it through NCOA, you'll choose move method as none. And then you just leave this as it is, standard, no address correction, full service. And the cast date, you can just leave it as today's date is fine. Whether you want to use informed delivery or informed visibility or not. So if you want it without, you'll just choose this one. If you need it to do, if you want to put pallets, you can by creating the pallets. And if you actually want to save a little more, you could also take it directly to the SCF facility or the NDC. For this example, I'll go ahead and say that I'm going to take it to San Bernardino, which is the local SCF for me. Here is what kind of a mailing we want to do. So we're only going to be interested in enhanced carrier route because that's the only thing, that's what saturation rate is. It's the enhanced carrier route saturation. Our postage type, well, we use an imprint here at Melissa Direct. And then some options I have on the tray sag. I like to have the border on there and the container number and the number of pieces. I'm going to click on next. And right here is a quick breakdown of all the information that we've typed in. And then let me give this a job name. And I won't save this one as a template. And I'll go ahead and click on Start Pre-Start. And rather than have you guys wait, which usually is about anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, I'll go ahead and bring up the one I did earlier of this file. So you click on Report. And right here, it tells you what it qualified for. It qualified for the SCF saturation, which actually is with the current price is actually 15.8 cents per piece, but it will be going up in later this month on January 27th. And then you could also view the postage statement here, and you can purchase it using credits, or you can purchase it using a credit card. And that is all for our demo.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Peter. All right. I would just want to remind everyone to please type your questions in the question box. We have just a couple minutes here, but we'll try to answer as many of them as we can, as quickly as we can. I'm also going to throw up Peter's contact information. So if you think of something after today's presentation, go ahead and email us at tech@melissadata.com or call 800-800-6245. All right, first question for you, Peter. Do you guys offer help with pre-sort software?
Yeah, we offer free tech support Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we cover all our products that are fully supported, whether it's our mailers online or the Mailers Plus 4 or any of our other great products that we have here.
Wonderful. Next question. Are we able to tell how many records are in a carrier route?
Yeah, if you remember on the screen where I showed you guys how to select which carrier routes you want to do, if you noticed on that screen, there's actually a selection of how many records per carrier route in there. Also, one of our list specialists here at Melissa Direct can help you with that if you do have trouble, or if you just want to, or if you want them to do the count for you. To talk to a list specialist, you can just call our 1-800 number, 635-4772, and it's option number 7.
Great. Are we able to check to see if a list can qualify for saturation before sending it in for DSF2 processing? Good question.
Yeah, absolutely. We could check that for you. We wouldn't want you to waste your money and have it sent in for processing and not qualify for saturation. All you would have to do is contact our tech support at the 1-800 number on the screen, or you could just email them also at tech@melissadata.com and send them the file, and they'll be able to run it through and check to see if it qualifies for you.
Okay, great. Let's just take one more question. We're a little bit over on our 15-minute webinar series here, but last question. Unfortunately, the lists are one-time use only. That's more of a comment. Okay, we'll just end it there. Sorry if we didn't get a chance to get to all of your questions. Feel free to send them in the chat box right now, and we will email you directly if we did not get to your question. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.